Happy Prince. The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue that stood high above the city. He was covered in shining gold. His eyes were bright green emeralds, and a red ruby sparkled on his sword. People in the city loved him and admired his beauty. One cold autumn night, a little swallow flew into the city. He was traveling south to find warm weather, but he was tired and lost. The swallow saw the golden statue and landed at its feet to rest.
This looks like a warm place.
Suddenly, a drop fell on him. The swallow looked up in surprise. It was not rain. It was a tear. The Happy Prince was crying. The swallow asked kindly,
Why are you crying?
When I was alive, I was always happy. I never knew sadness. But now I can see the city below, and I see how poor and unhappy the people are. My heart feels very heavy.
The prince asked the swallow to look down at the city.
Look down at the city.
On a narrow street, the swallow saw a poor woman and her little child. The child was hungry, but the mother had no money to buy food.
Please take the ruby from my sword and give it to her.
I agree.
The swallow hesitated, but when he saw the prince's tears, he agreed. He took the ruby and flew to the poor woman. When the mother saw the jewel, her face filled with joy. The swallow felt warm and happy inside. That night, the cold grew stronger. The swallow said,
I must fly south now. Please stay one more night.
The prince showed the swallow a young man sitting in a cold room. The young man was writing stories for children, but his hands were shaking from the cold, and he had no food.
Please take one of my emerald eyes and give it to him.
But your eye is so beautiful.
Please, think of the
The
children.
swallow carefully took the emerald eye and carried it to the young man. Soon, the young man was warm and able to continue writing. The next night, snow began to fall. The swallow wanted to leave, but the prince asked him to stay again.
Swallow, stay with me one more night.
But winter comes and I must fly south.
Please stay.
The prince pointed to a little girl in the street. She was selling matches, but she had fallen and dropped them all into the snow. She was crying and afraid to go home. The prince said,
Please take my other eye and give it to her.
The swallow cried as he took the second emerald eye. Now the prince was blind. From that day on, the swallow stayed with the prince. The prince said kindly,
Why don't you fly south, my friend? I cannot leave you alone. I will stay with you forever.
The prince then said,
Please take the gold from my body and give it to the poor.
The swallow flew across the city, giving gold to the people who needed it most. Slowly, the prince lost all his gold and became gray and worn, but the people in the city became happier. Winter came and the snow fell heavily. The swallow grew weaker and weaker. One night, he flew to the prince's shoulder and whispered.
Goodbye, my dear prince.
The prince asked,
Are you flying south now? No, I will stay with you forever.
The little swallow closed his eyes. At that moment, the prince's heart broke with sadness.
Forever.
Later, the statue fell, but the love between the prince and the swallow never disappeared. And so, the people told this story again and again, a story of kindness, sacrifice, and true friendship.